Hope you're doing well. My name is BeckyWenz Nasuna. As usual, back to your screens again with a wonderful show, Define You. Yeah, and today we're going to talk about the tips for mastering time management. Time have become time. Like, people have missed out a lot because of time management. So come on, let's dig in and learn how we can manage our time and fit the schedules and be the deadlines and just be good to go. Tip number one. Tip number one is know how you spend your time. Like, like, you should know how you're going to spend your day. We know that a day has 24 hours. So how are you spending the 24 hours? How are you spending them? Are you choosing to spend them sleeping the whole day or what? So that is really a very important issue. We should, before we do anything, we should know how are we going to spend that time doing something. So after there, you go to tip number 2, which says stick to a daily schedule. Like, if you have a schedule that you always follow every day, for example, you jog every morning, then after jogging you go take a bath, then after take breakfast, go to work or go do your stuff, you must make sure you follow the routine. Like, you don't skip whatever is on your schedule. Do not compromise anything. If your schedule tells you by this time you must be sleeping, hey girl, oh boy, you should be sleeping at that particular time, because it's you who sets your schedule. So follow it. That will also help you manage your time. Then another tip number 3, it is prioritizing. Learn how to prioritize things. Choose, because in your life you know what is important, you know what is better than the other. So choose wisely. If you know that you're going to school, you have homework and you need to hand it in the next morning, girl, don't sleep before doing your work. Like, first do the work, then sleep. So that is prioritizing. You know that work is better than the sleep at this moment. Prioritizing also depends on the timing. If you need the work by tomorrow morning, I don't know why you sleep before doing the work, because when you sleep you may not wake up to do it. So then you caught off guard, you reach tomorrow and you have nothing to hand in. So prioritize, learn to prioritize things, know what comes first and let it always come first. And another thing is tackle the most difficult task first. That is tip number 4. Do not forget you're following the tips. And here on tip number 4, tackling the most difficult task, you should know what task, as I told you in prioritizing. Then also here you should know what is the difficult task. Why am I telling you that? First do the difficult task, because it takes time. Yeah, it may, for you, you may estimate that it may take 2 hours, but according to the difficulty of the issue, it may take 3 hours without you noticing. So you plan and make sure you do it before you do other things, because these things, even if I give them 30 minutes I will accomplish them, but this, it cannot take 30 minutes, it takes 1 hour. So let me do this first. Then after doing that difficult thing, this, it's done, then you start doing others. You start once, so batch them, batch the process. Like, what am I trying to mean is set them and know that these 2 I can do it at the same time. So I will do them at once. So you just give them a particular time of handling them. I don't know if you're getting my point. I don't know if you're getting it, but I hope you do. Yeah, I hope you really understand it. So those similar tasks, just let them not to waste a lot of your time. Just patch them together, and know that I will do them at this particular hour or at this particular time. Then tip number 6 is set reasonable time limits. Like, be realistic, okay? You know, a task can take like 5 hours, and then you give it 3 hours. Come on, it will not get done. It will not get done. So be reasonable as you set your schedule. Be reasonable as you select the time you'll be using. Okay? Then I'll go to tip number 7. It says learn when to say no. Like, learn when to say no. People learn when to say no. You know, sometimes we fear to turn down people's proposals, we fear to turn down people's requests, and we pile all that work on us, and it becomes hectic. It becomes something heavy for you to handle. You get. So learn to say no where necessary. Like, if you know your schedule is tight, you cannot fix any time for anyone, just be open and be like, no, I cannot. I would like to help, but I just cannot. If you don't keep on saying no to things you cannot handle, and you always accept people's loads, you always accept to carry people's loads, even at the moment you cannot, your schedule is tight, my dear, don't overload yourself. Like, do things that are within your capacity. Don't overload yourself. You will burst, and at the end of the day you end up doing nothing because you have a lot on the table. You find yourself not even doing anything because you will be stressed. First of all, you'll be like, I have to do this, and in just a particular hour, and you are not God. Like, you can't do a lot of things at the same time. So always learn to say no where necessary, not in a bad heart, but just to make sure that you can deliver what you committed to. Yeah, I want to remind you that a schedule is like a commitment you have given to yourself, because no one forces you to design it. Of course, you design it yourself. So just make sure you follow it and deliver. Okay, then the last tip is avoid multitasking. Like, you want to be in 4 places at the same time. Come on, choose what you can. As I've said before, that do things that are within your capability, within your capacity. Do not stretch so much, beyond what you can handle. Do one thing at a time, because when you focus to doing one thing, you will do it perfectly. Like, you will execute everything. You will just come out with perfect results. You will come up with something very appealing, something too nice for you that you can't even believe. Then after perfecting this, then hold another. Do it also, perfect it, then hold another, like one at a time. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Hope that has done you well. Hope you have learned. As I've told you, the topic was tips for mastering time management. Have a blessed time. Bye bye.